Here's a couple of thoughts about depth of field. Depth of field is one of the great optical tools in our compositions. Do we want a blurry background? Do we want a tack sharp background? That's the fundamental question. But there are two thoughts that always buzz around my brain whenever I think about depth of field. And the first is this. Depth of field is an extreme. It either wants to be very shallow if it's important for the composition, or tack sharp if it's important for the composition. In between is a no man's land. Having a moderately sharp but not tack sharp background doesn't work, and having a moderately blurry background doesn't work. So either push it all the way to blurry or push it all the way to tack sharp. The second thought I always have about depth of field is this. I can always create a blurry background in Photoshop. There are lots of tools to be able to do so. Most of them look pretty natural. It does take a little skill. Sometimes it's more difficult to do than others. But generally speaking, I've been pretty happy with that technique. On the other hand, if I photograph with a very shallow depth of field and I have a blurry background, there's no way I can ever make it tack sharp or even a little bit sharp unless I completely replace the background in sort of an almost green screen scenario. So in the field, it always makes sense to me to photograph with a tack sharp background, which I can always blur later if I want to.